So here we go. Good morning, everybody. Here's a really good picture here. This is to draw your attention. The commander just changed the photo. And we are here with you live. I might go outside to sit down. It might get a little bit noisy in here. Let me bring my volume up. There we go. And this is Encounters, and we're here this morning. And I think I don't know yet if I'm going outside or not. I think I just might. So I'm inside right now. It's a little bit noisy here, but we might just do it. And we're talking about November 12th a little bit this morning. We'll definitely get your, last night's show was phenomenal, by the way. We had a great show last night with Maria. And Maria was in southeastern Florida, and we had a C5 activity. She is just an incredible person, having visitations, encounters with positive beings. And then we had Rachel in northwestern Florida near Pensacola last night. She went live, and we saw another thing happen. I think I might have to go outside for this. And she had something else happen, so it was pretty crazy. J9, everybody around the world, welcome. Starboy, Scott Hammond, everybody out there around the world, welcome. So if you missed last night's show, I'll be putting that on YouTube, where you can watch the whole thing from last night. You'll be able to see it. So, yeah, some really crazy stuff. And again, like I said, in northwestern Florida, Rachel went live outside, and she said she was seeing something. So that thing comes out. It was overcast skies in Pensacola, and this light comes out, and then it goes back in. Then I say, okay, we have to do a C5 here from Connecticut and get everybody involved on our live. So we got everybody involved on our live, and then we said, come back out. It would disappear, and I said, come back out, come back out. I'd repeat that word, and I also mentally put it into telepathy, and we all did this together. We had over 100 and whatever people on, and it came back out. Then I said, okay, I want you to blink. I said, I'm thinking, let's all focus on it blinking. Let it come back out and do some blinking. Towards the end of the broadcast, when it came back out, it was getting comfortable coming back out. It started blinking. Now, it's like a little dot, but still, it was reacting to our command to come back out and blink. You'll see it. We're going to be posting that on YouTube, on my Astro Command Spaceship News on YouTube. So yeah, very interesting. So even though you don't see the Encounters logo on here today, this is Encounters. Yeah, it was a great show last night. And here is just an idea of what it would be like, in a world where everything's at peace, advanced societies and so forth. So, and Rachel, good morning, Rachel. Good to have you back with us. Rachel's the one in northwestern Florida, and we want to thank Rachel for such a great broadcast last night. And also Maria, who was on, known as Miss Dimples, in southeastern Florida. She's in the Bermuda Triangle area, but she's had some enormous contacts. And also that Pensacola area, there's also a lot of stuff going on along the Gulf Coast. So very interesting. Very interesting. Alf, good morning, everybody around the world. If you're just getting in, having a cup of coffee, I'm having my tea, my iced tea. I had my coffee earlier. And we're just here to talk about really a lot of things, but including November 12th, which is really important. And number 12, and November 12th is when we're getting together all over the world to bring peace to Gaza, the Middle East, that whole region. And we'll probably have, at the moment, I keep hearing the word 3 to 4. So that's been a constant theme in my consciousness, 3 to 4 ships. 3 to 4 ships. And understand, these ships are pretty big. So when you say 3 to 4 ships, it would be kind of mind-boggling to think, but they are big. And each ship holds at least 1,000 Ashtar Command personnel in the ships, in these particular ships. So welcome. Good to have everybody here. And if anybody has any stories to share regarding UFO sightings or encounters you're having, like our guest did last night, please share. Please come on here. We'll be on here till roughly about 10:15 this morning. It's now almost 10 o'clock Eastern. You're watching Encounters, the morning edition. Where at Can You See Ships? You can see ships anywhere if you focus on meditating. I would download the C5 app, Papa. Download the C5 app. If you have an Android phone, download it on Google Play. If you have an iPhone, download it on Apple. It's like $10, and you can see them. You can actually get a group of people together and do the meditations and the protocol, and you'll be able to see them. Darlene says, I see them all the time. I'm inviting Darlene on. Darlene, I want you to come on camera, turn the camera on, and share your story. Darlene says she sees them all the time. And this is what's about the good thing about the show. It's very spontaneous. So we'll see if Darlene will come on here. I will someday. I'm waking up. Well, we're on here till 10. We're on here till 11:15. So you have time. So when you get yourself more waked up, have a cup of coffee. We're just getting on here. So I'd like to get you on this morning. Once you get your coffee going and you tell me what time this morning you want to come on. When you get yourself, awakened, your eyes are open, you have that coffee, some clothes on, and we'll have you on this morning. I think it's good. I think you have some stories to tell, right? I think you have some stories to tell, Darlene. Yep. See? Well, I'm glad you expressed what you just did. Now I'm really interested. So we'll have Darlene on it, hopefully this morning, on our morning show. And if anyone else has any stories and you're seeing UFOs or you have any contact, we want to hear your stories here this morning. Anybody out there have any visitations? Come on now. We have 44 people here. There's got to be some people having visitations. We're usually on late night. Late night we have usually anywhere from 150 to 200 people. So in the week it averages out to, although TikTok said last night total viewership was over 2,000. So I am confused how the TikTok algorithm figures that out. Excuse me. Send me some pictures? Yes. Absolutely send them. Let's share and like, folks. Let's tap that button. If we get everybody to share, there's 42 people on here. Let's do the math. If everybody shares 10 or 15 people that that are open to encounters, we'll have a lot more people coming in here. So, with the math stated, everybody has friends, right? Everybody has followers. Send messages out to your followers to come in here. Jay Nard, I haven't seen it. I've been looking at my mail pretty much every morning. I haven't seen it. I've been checking my spam. Try sending it again. Let me redo my email to you here on the live here. Yeah, try sending it again this morning. Oh yeah, I did see it. Yes. Okay. Yep. I've got them. I've been looking at them. I'm still reviewing them. Some of them are pretty interesting. So I am still looking at those. I've been saving yours, looking at them. I have a new folder that I've created a while ago, so I'm saving all the video footage people are sending me so I can review it. Oh, thank you for sending it, you know. I looked at some last night. So let's share. We're going down at 34 from 40 something. Come on, folks, we got to amp it up here this morning on a Monday morning. Please share. I'm more concerned with the sharing. The liking is great. Let's both like and share and follow. So, Esther, thank you for sharing what we're doing here. Everybody else share. We got 34 people. I know everybody has at least more than one friend on here, right? I would suspect so. I can share actually too. I should be doing that myself. So I'm going to share with another bunch of people. I have no idea. I'm just doing this randomly. We'll see if any of these people are here. So I just shared with another 15 people. Actually, I shared with 10 people. See, Rachel did 10. I just did 10. That's 20. I'm going to share a little bit more here. We're just going to do it this way here. I'm just randomly selecting people. And we just shared with another 15 people, you know. Good to have everybody here. User 850 VOY, welcome to the show. Karen, welcome to the show, everybody. Lynn, welcome in to Encounters. Leslie, welcome to Encounters. Good to have everyone here. All the people just coming in, share with another 10 to 15 people Encounters. Johnny 65, Audrey Hall, H. Wags, good morning. Serena Angel, thanks for joining us. Good morning, Blue. Chris, good morning, Chris. Lost all my people. One account got hacked. They blocked all my people. Oh, that's not good. Well, we're glad you're here. Good morning, Sue. Johnny 65. Thanks for the likes. Deborah, welcome to the show. And we're going to get into some things here. And like I said, my topic this morning is getting us prepared for November 12th at 10 a.m. Eastern. We're going to be doing a worldwide global meditation to interject energy of peace in the Middle East. And it's going to be very powerful, not just a meditation, but there's some other things we're going to be doing as a live broadcast. And you're going to definitely want to be there for it. We're going to do something no one's ever done at all. I don't care what people are going on YouTube praying for peace in the Middle East. I'm glad they're doing it. But they're not going to be doing what we do. What we're going to be doing is going to blow people's minds. We're going to do something. We're going to experiment with the idea that we can actually generate energy as a group and transform the energy that's over that area. Now, how do you do that? How do you transfer energy in consciousness and make it a reality? Okay? Energy is a reality. But if you have everybody together, could you imagine, like, if you have a supercomputer, and, you know, places have these supercomputers that can do anything? Look at your consciousness as a supercomputer. And combine that consciousness interacting with every other consciousness. And when every consciousness interacts together, what do you think happens? What do you think happens? Jane Arden, thank you. What do you think happens, brothers and sisters? I'll tell you what's going to happen. It's going to be weirded out energy over in the Middle East. People are going to start having things happen in their consciousness, in their sleeping state. The people that are angry, all these people are going to be affected by what we're going to do. Every single person, millions of them. Now, we won't be able to determine the results of that right away. I don't think there's going to be any way we can do that. But what we do is what counts. How we do it is what counts. Coming together in a complete sense of peace and harmony is what we're going to be doing. Okay? I can tell you now, very clearly that we will have some ships over there. They're going to be very high in the atmosphere. They won't be detected by military radar in Israel or anywhere, or even by U.S. radar. Okay? Brian, thank you. So we're going to definitely have this occur. And when it happens, it will affect everything. It'll affect, actually, the ships might even affect the broadcasting systems over there. It'll affect also military systems over there. I'm getting now, yeah, they will definitely affect the military operations in terms of communication systems, any missile systems. I don't know yet if they're going to plan to neutralize the weapons so they can't be shot up in the air, but that's certainly something. NFX, we're going to be November 12th at 10 a.m. Eastern. Look for the video. You'll see a really important video on Ashtar Command Spaceship News on my main page here on TikTok. We have sent it out. We'll send it out again over TikTok. It tells you what's going to happen. It's a very, very good video. So everyone should watch the video. It'll certainly empower you to understand what we're going to be doing. And that's why I'm doing this. Now this is how beautiful this is. All right, that's in an advanced state of peace and harmony, and that's the way our planetary system will be in the future. If anyone has any questions or want to come on live and ask me questions about November 12th, I'll be happy to answer them. If you have any sighting reports, visitations, I want to hear about them here on this morning's show. So this morning and up until November 12th, we're going to do a lot of talking about what's happening. And again, November 12th at 10 a.m. Eastern, whatever your time zone is, we're really going to have a very powerful energy that's going to be sent out over the Middle East. And if you've never seen me do this before, I can tell you that I had a situation, for those that didn't know the story, with another TikToker named Mercury Man in Plainfield, Vermont. He had reptilian beings living in a cave underneath his house. Plainfield, I lived there. It's a very rural area. There's some farms, a lot of woods. And he had trouble with these reptilians. We ended up having to send 2 spaceships above the area. And we sent in people off the ships into the cave, and we got the long story short is the reptilians left without any kind of confrontation. They were guided out of the Earth, out of our planetary system, and sent back where they came from. True story. So we're going to be doing the same thing in the Middle East. This is a much bigger deal with about 3 or 4 large spaceships. Okay? And again, I'm just getting a little bit of information at times from my contact in terms of what's going to happen on that level. But it will be happening. Good morning if you're just getting up or waking up. 2 encounters. And for those that don't think this is possible, we're going to definitely blow your minds away. I'm CmdrAleon. I'm with the Ashtar Galactic Command, host of WSU's Pacifica radio show, The Cosmic Eye. So if you come here, be ready. I've got good moderators, and we'll definitely block or mute anyone who is here for thinking it's a show, because it's not. Well, it is a UFO talk show, but it's not a show in the other way. And contemplating all the things, my co-host James and also Grace, our spiritual cosmic counselor here. Thank you, Serena. You know, we're here to break the matrix, enlighten people. You know, the earth is changing. Things are changing. Hey, freight trucker. Good to have you with us, brother. Things are changing. If you don't see the changes, then you need to wake up, because things are definitely going to be changing now. The planet that you live on, as you currently see it, is not the planet you're going to be living on in the future, the near future. Yes, thank you, Matthew. Okay, Cosmic Phenomena, sure, you can definitely would love you to share. And I'm going to follow you. I don't know why I wasn't following you, but when you're ready to share, just press the little guest button at the bottom, and you can actually share your cosmic stories, your encounters, visitations, sightings. That's what we would definitely like to hear. So my thing is more and more talking about November 12th, because I know not everybody's aware of what's going on. And we will be shooting out that video again to get people aware. We're just going to FYP it, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully the FYP reaches millions and millions of people here on TikTok. We want to make this a massive event, the biggest event ever. And I don't care if you are a Hollywood actor, or whether you're a musician, or whether you're a doctor or painter, whatever. Everyone's something on Earth. Everyone's something. But this is going to be a place where everyone comes together. Famous actors and actresses can join us, people that are not famous. It's really about humanity. It's really about bringing all the people together here, right? And we're so excited. The fact that we're putting this together, we decided to do this. As soon as we saw people dying, babies, children, mothers and fathers, regardless of where they were on the land, whether they were in Israel or Gaza, it didn't make a difference, because they're all dying, all were being killed. And we watched this from a cosmic perspective. And that's when we decided to put this together. That's when we decided it was time to organize, coordinate this kind of galactic spiritual activity that's going to change the world. And it will. It will certainly change consciousness. And that's what it's all about. If we change consciousness, then that's the biggest step towards a planet of peace and harmony. So we choose to facilitate something that we come together collectively in harmony with the planet. And we are the ones who make sure that people get the message. And we have some people that once they get themselves together, there's at least 2 people that want to come on live. Tell me when you're ready, and we're going to put you on the show. This is Encounters. I love this background. This is really great. This is really great. And that's actually a good interpretation of what some of the ships look like that are from other planets. Like this. You know? I figured I'd show you this for a minute. My voice is here. So just think of all these ships, if they were to come over Israel and Gaza, very high in the atmosphere, cloaked, but there. You know, everything we do, we're guided to do. Once we are fully disciplined in our consciousness, we can do anything. You know, once we really focus on our inner guidance, anyone here can do anything on a cosmic level specifically. And that's why I'm here. That's why I came here. Not just on TikTok. I came here on Earth to change things. To shake things up. I love shaking things up, you know? Someone's got to do it, and I'm not the only one here. Thank goodness there are other people incarnated here that are also shaking things up. There are many people up here that are shaking things up. You know who you are. You know, you're not alone. No one's alone. Gamefit, good morning. Good to see you. Dig deep. All the new people coming in here. you're coming to the right place. A place where there's actually cosmically awakened people here that are not throwing basketballs against the painting in their house or jumping up and down with cow outfits on that are like balloons. You're coming to a talk show. No, Brian, they can't shut us down. They won't. We're too empowered to be shut down. I am pretty certain, though, that they're going to watch what we're doing. I mean, people that can track energy in the governments and so forth will watch what we're doing. They know about me. But the thing is, I don't care. You see, people that know me here have learned that I don't care about the governments. I don't care about government agencies that deal with the cosmic levels or anything. No, not afraid of anything. No need to be. To be empowered is way better than to be in fear of the unknown. Let's see, my mama was a very holy woman, and she certainly changed my life. We have had many disasters. Sorry to hear that, Sassy. Matthew David says, is for the terra infinite of the knowledge with the firmament dome comprehended by the commander. So I don't believe in the firmament. I know people talk about the firmament, but the reason why the galactic levels can come and go out of the planet, because there is no dome. The person or persons who, when the internet started, said that we live around into a firmament, which is a dome. Not true. So this is where I'm going to break the matrix on that, and I'm happy you said that, because there is no blockage. We can come and go. If we are at an elevated conscious vibrational pattern, we can go and come as we want. We have the technology now. Our DoD contact less than a month ago, we had a spaceship launch from the Midwest in an undisclosed location. That ship went past Jupiter, just past Jupiter, came back within 25 minutes. Within 25 minutes, that's 176,000 miles from Earth. 25 minutes. So we can leave the Earth with the new technology and come back. On a public level, NASA knows nothing, in a sense. NASA will never talk about it, and if they do know, they're not talking about it. The DoD knows, and sometimes these different groups don't even understand each other. NASA, DoD. DoD has a lot of information, and I'm sure NASA has top secret information that they're not telling people. The DoD has information. But there's nothing blocking us from going. If anyone believes that there's a dome around the planet, you've been brainwashed. There's no dome. There's nothing blocking us. What's only blocking us is our perception of reality. That's what blocks people. Nothing's blocking us from going where. If I want to leave my physical form into a Merkaba, I can travel anywhere I want. I've done it. If you know what a Merkaba is, it's when you leave your body physically and you can transform into a living ship and leave the planet and go wherever you want to go. That's what the Merkaba does. Yes, NASA is kind of trashy. Sassy, thank you. No problem with that. I agree with you. Is the ice wall real? People keep using the word ice wall. I'd rather use a different phrase, that there is an area of our planet where we call Antarctica, where there are entrances into the inner Earth, and there definitely is something else going on. So we use that terminology. Ice wall was created by somebody on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, on the internet. I don't know if it was scientists or whatever. I'm going to have to ask our DoD contact, Shai, when she's on here, where that was created, the word ice wall. I don't think there's an ice wall. I think visually there's an area where things that change physically, where you're on one side of Antarctica where it looks like it's the way it is, and then when you get to this other frequency right here on our planet where Antarctica is, they've claimed there be extraterrestrial stuff that is there, or something very different. So I don't think, the term ice wall, it's like anything else. When the internet started, there was no terminology called ice wall for Antarctica. because we didn't know that there was another thing going on. So now someone creates the word ice wall, and now we all know that there's a word called ice wall, and therefore we use that terminology to say there's something different on the other side. Well, there is something on the other side, but there's no ice wall. But there is something definitely going on. Amoni says it's just different layers and dimensions. Good morning, Commander. Is Super Mario. Mario, good to see you. Commander, please, if you have a second, look at the pic I just posted from my house 3 days ago. I'll have to do when I'm off the air, I can't do it at the same time I'm live, but we'll definitely take a look at it. I'm definitely going to look at that. Good morning, Isaiah. Good to have you with us, Isaiah. Welcome. Do you know anyone from the other side of the ice wall? I don't personally know anybody, but there is really no ice wall. That's the thing. There's definitely something going on in Antarctica, but there's nothing blocking people from getting there. The only thing is that the military of the world, or the leaders, they're the ice wall, if you want to call it an ice wall. They're the ones, they have a no-fly zone, supposedly. Now, I don't know exactly where that no zone is, but I've not heard of a no zone anywhere. But to test the theory, if someone could drive a helicopter over that area, I'm sure the military internationally would get involved. Yeah. Welcome, everybody coming in here. This is the morning edition of Encounters. I'm your host, CmdrAleon, the man from Mars, with the Astrogalactic Command here on Earth. I've been on my mission before. Thank you, Jay Niner. Thank you so much. I've been on this mission really before I even had an internet. My first encounter for new people was, thank you, Bill Orley, thank you for the roses. My first encounter was in the 1960s with men, women, children, and a flying saucer type craft, and it was definitely that, with windows that were kind of dark, but there was a middle light of energy in the ship, and there were men, women, and children wearing light blue spaceships, space outfits, so to speak. That was my first visitation or encounter when I was a kid. Oh, you're welcome, DWA. And Johnny says, in the next couple of days, I'd like to come on, Commander, when I'm not working. We'd love to have you, Johnny. Most definitely. We certainly would love to have you on the show. And that goes for anybody out there who has any stories to tell, encounters with, space people. We've had a lot of interesting people on here since I started on TikTok telling their stories. And I think that's what makes disclosure so important. Let me see here. Cosmic Phemonenom is coming. You're dressed. We'd like to get you on camera. You know how to do that?
Yeah, give me a minute.
No problem. We appreciate you coming on here. This is Cosmic Phenomena. And
Everybody, hello.
so when you do the camera, of course, you press the camera and then press save, and
Hello,
it'll bring you on the screen.
hello.
Yeah. As the commander sits here with some tea, I had my coffee earlier, and we're going to try to get her camera on here in a moment. We've helped more people get their cameras on this show than ever before, so we've done that for everyone. There you go. You got it. Oh, there you go. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How's everybody?
And how are you this morning? What part of the country are you in? What part of the world?
New York City.
Oh, good. And so I have an interesting feeling you have some stories to tell, cosmically speaking.
Yes. I was just telling some last night in my own life. It's very interesting. Consciousness is a very beautiful thing. So,
Can you talk into your mic a little bit,
can you hear
or
me?
bring your volume up?
My earpod. Oh,
And we have our guest, Cosmic Phenomenon. Yeah, that's a great name.
thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yes.
Yeah, I chose this name before I knew anything about any of this. It's very interesting. But I'm trying to think of what story I could tell you guys. What story I could
Well, let
share.
me give you a question. Like, when did you start having visitations or encounters? I think you've had visitations.
Um, yes, so no like encounters outside, but I do see them outside. Like I see them within the grid. Um, I can connect. I have connected. I just did that a few days ago, calling them out while seeing them visually in the grid. And
Hmm.
the more I call them out, the more they start popping up in the grid. Like they're all
Right.
over.
Now, do you see them in the sky when you're calling them out? You actually are doing. Do you know what the term CE5 means? Have you heard of that term?
Mm-mm.
No. Contact with extraterrestrial intelligence. So what you're doing is you're doing CE5. Just to give you a definition of what you're doing, when you're calling them out, they're responding to you, correct?
Yeah,
And
they
are these
appear.
in the sky? Are we talking about sky activity or?
Yeah, so sky activity, like I feel like I've seen the ship-wise maybe twice, but as far as them popping out as brighter stars, like when you start quote when they're far enough, they appear as stars, and the more that I call out to them, even with thought or say it verbally, the star gets brighter, starts coming a little closer in the atmosphere, and you can see it within like the grid that surrounds the earth.
Wow. So you're a prime example, very positively, of someone that didn't know about C5, and you can telepathically communicate with them, and they respond. That's what C5 is, basically, to make
And
it
now
simple.
I have a lot of dreams. Like my dreams are like I travel. As simple as that. I travel in my dreams. I know
Yeah,
that I've been on different planets
yeah,
via the subconscious.
yeah.
I
That's true.
um last night I want to say that I was in one of the serious atmospheres. That's the atmosphere that I've been working with for the past like 2 weeks, just figuring out. I watch a lot of channelings, and they just I watch. I like originally I started just getting into, I guess, channelings with the first channeling I found out about was the raw contact. So this is how I got into it. A couple months ago, it was just it kind of just came up in my energetic sphere, the mention of shrooms.
Hmm.
I never really had any interest in them, but I just kept seeing it, so I just started researching it. Then I'm like, I know that I said when I was younger it would be the only thing I tried besides marijuana, whatever may have you. So
Yeah.
I, was talking about it with a friend who did it before. We were deciding to do it together. It didn't work out, and I end up getting it. So I did it by myself, and that first encounter was like it wasn't no entities. It was really like I walked outside, and in
Yeah.
nature I could see the aura off of the tree. I can see the aura of a rock. I can hear the stones. I can hear a tree. I can hear a flower communicating. I was like crying in a conversation with a flower, like asking it
Hmm.
about its experience of death. So
Wow.
yeah, you can. The first time I really was like, learn, thank you guys, learned that all things were one, like out
Hmm.
the gate.
Hmm.
And but I didn't know about the law of one at this point. I end up having a second experience that was like, I took more than I could handle, and I
Yeah.
didn't know where the hell I was. I felt like I was in the cosmos, like shooting back and forth in my
Hmm.
body, in the cosmos, out the cosmos, seeing entities, planets and stars and stuff like that. But I didn't, I just didn't know what the hell was going on. Like I didn't even at that point I forgot the chocolate was shrooms. Like I actually thought I was eating like consuming regular chocolate. I was completely
Yeah.
unaware. So it was like a
Wow.
shock to my system. And I'm hearing another thing was like thoughts.
Hmm.
Thoughts coming in like 1,000 thoughts per minute. I didn't know it was going so fast. Like it was like it got to the point where like these are not my own thoughts. What the hell is this? Um,
Yeah.
I end up I kept myself calm, like even though I didn't know what the hell was going on, but I end up getting in a full bath. And in the full bath, I just seen more. And I was just like, I don't know
Wow.
what this is. I'm not gonna read into it, but please help me understand this. Like, please help me understand what I just encountered.
Hmm.
And in 2 days, I was like browsing on um, YouTube, and my recommended NDE experience came up. I didn't have a clue what an NDE was. Never heard of them. I just clicked it. It was a black woman, older black woman, and she was in her 60s, but she's talking about an NDE that she had at 26. She's talking about how she went into consciousness, seeing her life play
Did
out
you
on
say?
3 different screens.
Did you say NDE is a near-death experience?
Yes. So I didn't know what it was, but here's the thing. They were in the comments, people were like venomously arguing, like currently arguing about um why did God have us come here and experience this thing? And I'm like,
Mhm.
the you know how it's like you may have heard of something before, or it was almost like a download. That's what it felt
Right.
like. Like I couldn't think of a word, but it was just like internally I knew what they was describing, and then my mind just said the veil of forgetfulness. And when I typed in the veil of forgetfulness, that's how I got to the law of one. The
Wow.
law of one, I don't know if anybody in the comments has heard of it, but
You're talking about the raw material, right?
yes, raw contact material.
Yeah,
So
I'm very familiar with that.
anybody that never heard of it, it's just a contact material of the society from Venus telling about their history with Earth and the experience of consciousness, how we experience consciousness and things like that. And I have a couple videos on my page explaining the 7 densities of consciousness and stuff like that. So that since then I had a little, but I was basically mainly connecting in dreams. Since then, very much started understanding that I can ask for certain perceptions, understanding that dreams are about the subconscious helping the conscious
Right.
move forward. Um, and with the lessons that you came here to choose, right? So I started getting downloads about basically asking for specific assistance during dreams. Um, and I got it. Like, I remember one day I was watching a channeling. The lady was like, her guides came to her. She was having an overdose, but her guides came to her and said, request anything you want. I said, we can do that.
Hmm.
I request to have a guided assistant during the dream. I kid you not. I went to sleep an hour and a half later.
Yeah.
There was somebody talking to me, presented themselves, their hands were glowing, they had their hand out, like, come
Were
with me, I'm
they?
the guide
Were
that
they?
you asked for.
Did they come into your room out of the dream physically? Do you know?
So,
That's what I'm
no, they
feeling.
weren't, it wasn't even in
You
my
know?
room. It wasn't in my room. It was like it was like I felt like I was around friends, like it felt like a family affair, like a party,
Hmm.
but this person was like in a back room by themselves, and I noticed them glowing, and they're glowing like they look like a human, but they just have fluorescent colors like outlining their skin. And they
Hmm, yeah.
start talking to me and they say that I'm the guy that you asked for. Come on, I want to show you something. And we walk out the back door together.
Wow.
We walk out the back door together. This looks like a building or a school, like across a lawn. So we
Hmm.
walk up it. We walk up the stairs. He's telling me like I'm going to I'm going to help you, but um, I'm not going to be here, but I'm right here. Like, and we're walking up the stairs together. As we're walking up the stairs together, out my left side, I see somebody like sitting on the stairs, like hanging out. And the guy that's talking to me on the right side, I look at the guide and he's like finishing off saying, I'm going to be here, but not here. And
Hmm.
he kind of poofs out the way. And then I look back to the left for the person, and the person is gone. They're like, it's like where they were sitting at is a stack of flowers, but the stack of flowers is right near my eyesight. And I'm like, okay, I start walking as the cat. Oh man, what was the first experience? The first, not, I see, I said it already, but it was, I start walking and I don't, I don't remember the first exact experience, but I know I was scared. And the guide is like, take a leap.
Wow.
Um, just take the leap. And I'm like, okay, so I'm scared. I go, but I do whatever the first thing is. The second thing
Yeah.
I remember is like I'm over a building
Hmm.
and it has like panels, wooden panels sticking out, but they're gapped. I can see the
Yeah.
ground looks like a 50-foot drop.
Wow.
And the guide is like, jump. Like you can't go backwards. If I look backwards, it was all black.
Hmm.
So the guide is like, jump. And I'm like, I can't jump. I can't jump. I could feel my heart like pulsating in the dream, all of this. And I jump and then I jump another one. And the guide is like, now jump towards the wall. But there's,
Wow.
I jump towards the wall and then I like fall on something soft and I see like a window in front of me, and the next thing I know it's like a banging loud sound in my building and I wake up. But you know, if you ever felt that snatch out of a dream,
All right.
that's how I felt. But as I'm being snatched out the dream, I'm watching myself like my conscious energy was being
Yeah.
snatched out of a cat.
Huh.
So all
Interesting.
the jumping, since the flower went down and I was seeing it at eye level, I was the cat. When I was jumping, doing the little obstacle course, I was already a cat. I was in the consciousness of a cat while experiencing the dream.
Wow.
It was very,
And
very
there's a lot of
interesting.
messages in dreams like that. This is CmdrAleon, the host. This is Encounters.
Yes,
A lot of
I
information.
I felt like that dream was just about me, for me learning my lesson to not to move forward without fear. Like it's, you're gonna have to go and move forward regardless. So
Yeah.
why not just do it? You can't you know, you can't fall on the past. You only have the future in front of yourself. Like it was
Right.
very almost like I could break down my dreams very well. So the understanding, because that's kind of, since I
Yeah.
started learning these lessons, that's how I kind of begin to look at life, that everything happens for me, whether it's something drastic outside or it's in a dream. Everything is
And
happening
you know
for
what? The
me.
dream
So,
state, what you're saying, Cosmic, the dream state is really important because when we have dreams, excuse me, a lot of times we've been taught that dreams are just dreams. Make be dreams about like a marshmallow and or going through a candy castle. What does that mean? But when you have cosmic dreams, which are different than regular dreams, and your dreams and based on the mushrooms, I mean, I've never experienced it. I did, smoke in college, but really, other than that, I never really did anything else. Back in the '70s in Vermont, and but we had my dreams would always be very interesting because I'd see in dreams like a bunch of stones. This is interesting. These stones, they for a while I see these stones like spinning, like these stones, big rocks all together like a spaceship. But they were stones. And I said, why am I
mhm,
seeing stones in my dreams, like big, like perfectly formed stones, like, swirling in circular motion? I said, there's no way. And then I try to interpret the dream and realize those stones were really spaceships. But the people I work with, the Ashtar levels, they would make it look like a stone in my dream, like a bunch of stones, perfectly informed. And I could say, why do you
mhm.
have to do that? Why can't I just see the ship? But they're showing me that it is the ship, but they don't want me to see it like the way you would see a
Yeah,
spaceship.
that's kind of how the star thing works too. And I noticed that I just read that probably like a week ago, but I knew I felt like internally I knew about the star thing. Like I knew that when I was looking at a star, you're looking at one of them. And I just
Yeah.
came across it in my channeling work readings that absolutely, they present themselves as stars most of the time in the
Right.
sky.
And that's what confuses people. Like when you see, I've told people there's about 4 or 5
Thank you,
mega
Pete.
ships of the Asteroid Command. They're 50,000 miles outside of our atmosphere right now. There's about 5 or 6, maybe 7, but you'll know where they are. They're in different sectors of the sky. They're always there. They've been there for, let's say, millions of years. And but now they're really activated because of what's going to happen with the planet.
I
There
know. I
are,
read a lot into that too. I
yeah,
love talking about
you
it.
know,
They'll be here soon.
very soon. Now,
Very soon.
2027 is the year that was
Yes, what I
originally
hear about
forecast for
too.
contact.
26
People
and
still can't
27.
get their heads wrapped around it. I know you. I can tell you're ready. You're
Yes,
ready.
I'm excited.
You know.
I'm like,
Well,
I'm excited.
so I'm gonna,
I've
I stated. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was gonna say I watched a couple Palladian readings in the past couple weeks, and a woman was talking about the 26, 27 mark
Yes.
um that they plan on coming down, benevolent ones, to
Yes.
share experience. I'm like, I'm so excited. I feel like they're gonna be like, from what I hear from other planets that I watch, they are their teachers of fourth density because they are the parent races that instilled all their DNA with us. I think a lot of us don't understand that there was all these God stories that we hear about, from the Zeuses to the Anikis and the
Right.
Nils and Ra and Isis and Tiamat. All of these beings were on Earth, and
Right. And
they were in while they were here, they were having fights with each other, but they were also instilling their DNA in human beings and allowing them to fight their wars for each other and creating issues like that. So I got into a good one where an alien race was breaking it down, and they specifically said that they mentioned the last time why we basically don't get help like we used to, where they would just come down to Earth and co-create with us regularly, is because they were doing all of that messy stuff that I just mentioned. But when the Anunnaki originally came down here, in the Raw Contacts, if you read it, you know that they are the Yahweh group, Anunnaki, and they came down here with
yeah.
the Martians to genetically mutate them for their stay on Earth because they
Well, that's
ruined
where
their
I'm from.
planet's
I'm from
atmosphere.
Mars. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from Sirius B. So, um, I don't know if any of you guys follow Anouk and Rory on here, but that's a
I know
great
Nuke. He's a
channel.
friend. He's a
Yes,
friend.
I
Yeah.
love him.
He's with the he's with the Arcturians.
Yes, and I just went to, so this experience that I had a few days ago, I went to him, I mean, probably 2 days after I had it. It was like so drastic and amazing at the same time that I was like, I need to ask Anouk about this because I had had a
Hmm.
reading with him before. He was the one that told me about Series B. But this this one that I had
Hmm.
last week, it was so amazing that, and I, because I wasn't like the first time where I was fearful, I didn't know anything. Now that I
Hmm.
know so much information, it was beautiful. It was just like I was hanging out with cousins
Hmm.
almost.
Now,
Like,
I'm speaking of information. As I read energy of people I have on my show. If you watch my show, or if you're new to it,
yeah, I'm new.
I can read stories. When people tell me I've been visited, I love listening, but I get information for you. So I don't channel anything. I before the internet existed, I've had contact with one being called Kadarmanka on the ships. We've been in communications for before the internet existed. So my message for you is, and actually I'm getting very clear information, that you have the ability, your energy is so high up there. Do you realize how your frequency is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like,
So you're,
I'm like, yeah, because the way
so
that I can
yeah,
interact now, I know for a fact that I don't need the shrooms. It's just
you
like,
don't,
it's just an accelerated event. Basically,
yeah, you don't
like,
need
I
anything.
can
You're already
meditate
there.
and go there.
Yeah.
I don't need
You don't
anything.
need
I've
anything.
I meditated many times and went full on. seen them come to me, have conversations, but what I learned in this last one that I didn't know was, oh man, there was so, it was, okay, so the first one I mentioned voices, right?
Hmm.
This time it was a lot of voices, but it wasn't as many as the first time. Like it wasn't
Hmm.
just so many thoughts. It was like a person here, I'm hearing a different accent from a different country, feminine, like Caribbean or African. Then I'm like, oh no, the first one was a Spanish woman I was hearing.
Hmm.
But it almost coincided with my thoughts. So I'm like, I just got to a point, I was like, where the hell am I talking in a Spanish accent in my head? Like,
Right,
I
right.
was a little confused, right? And then I keep going around my house cleaning,
Thank you.
whatever, and I start hearing the Jamaican African accent. And yes, and a spiritual magnet. So listen, because that's what I end up finding out from this one,
Yeah.
a spirit magnet.
So I got a message for you from my higher ups, direct. And this will happen tonight if you wish it to happen, because you don't need anything. You clearly are elevated in your consciousness. Okay. So tonight, I want you to ask the Christed beings of light, the space beings, and I'm going to send some of our people down from the Ashtar Command as a gift to you. You're already at a high frequency. So I asked Harmonica just now if they would do that.
Super empath.
They're going to come down and communicate with you. So tonight, in a conscious state, not in a dream state, they want you
In a
to realize
conscious
they'll
state.
come in a conscious state, not in your dream state. They want you to see them in
Yes.
reality, and it's for
Because
you
that's
only.
what I've been
For you
waiting
only.
for. Like, that's what I've been waiting for. As soon So I have this thing, and I try to tell people to do it. I don't know if it works for everybody, but when I go to sleep, I am eyes closed, but I'm looking out my third eye, and I'm
Hmm.
saying exactly what I want as I go to sleep. So there's I probably went to sleep 3 or 4 this morning. I woke up by 8,
Hmm.
so it wasn't a long sleep, but it was like I couldn't sleep because there was so much goddamn contact. Like it was like as soon as I went, I was on their plane. Like I
Yeah.
could just feel it. It was,
Yeah.
and I'm jumping up out the sleep like it's extremely hot in my house.
Hmm.
So I'm
Hmm.
like getting kind of waking up and getting uncomfortable. It basically felt like I never went to sleep. Like my mind
Hmm.
was so active over there.
Right.
Like, um, but this one that I had recently. So by the time I heard the second feminine voice, I was like, is this my ancestors? Like I didn't because I'm hearing two feminine voices, right? I'm like, is this my ancestors? I'm not sure. But they were both just talking. I can't remember what they were saying exactly. They were talking like about the things that I was thinking about. I'm thinking about my house at the time, and they like it feels like they're giving me advice, kind of.
Right.
And I go okay, so I come in my room, I sit down, I'm like chilling out right here in this chair, kick my leg up. I'm thinking I got some music on and I just lay back and then I
Hmm.
feel like energy come in the back of my neck. And I'm like, okay, somebody somebody's coming, but in that moment at the same time I get an awareness that somebody's coming. No, this is after. Hold on. I think about another reading that I just seen. I tell you guys, I'm very fond of the readings. I watched a group who specifically they were, oh my God, they were from the constellation Hello Geum,
Hellos.
some Hello Geum or something
Hellos.
like that,
Hmm.
right? But they were black, black, like not black
Yes.
people, black, like the black
Right.
entities with orange eyes. This is a reading on YouTube. This guy on YouTube is called the ET Whisperer, and he draws out like they have really nice pictures to match the description of the Indians. I mean of the
Yeah.
people that he's contacting. But anyway, I heard that reading, and they were specifically talking about when they came to the Central Americas,
Yeah.
the people, black, brown people there, were asking about their skin, but they didn't get permission to give the humans their DNA that time, and they didn't come to do that. They came to
Right.
teach them about time. I
Right.
feel, and they said that was 10, 11,000 years ago. So I feel like they may have been the group that taught the Atlanteans of America about time and how to work with a concept that they called fluid time.
Hmm.
So I read that too, the less a being knows about something, but they try to work with it, they can more likely do it. Like, right? I
Yeah.
just thought about the concept of fluid time, how the entity was mentioning that we can be anywhere on the globe at any time we want. Don't ask me, this may be hard to believe, guys, but don't ask me why.
Yeah. The way that
I
works
thought
is
of
when
a specific place
yeah.
on the other side of the world, and I
Hmm.
was over it, and I seen decimation in the land,
Yeah.
like buildings on the ground,
Right. That's
and
right.
then I popped back in my body.
Right. You're
And then,
you're projecting out from your physical form.
right, because I
But most
thought
people don't
about,
know how to do that. Most
right, I thought
people that are
about it,
awakened do. Not everybody does.
and I was there. And I go, I come back, I pop into my body, and that's when I feel the energy coming in the back of my neck. And I'm like,
Mm.
okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
I don't think about it. Couple minutes later, I'm like getting up to walk away, and
Hmm.
there's like a strong, aggressive feeling on me.
Hmm.
And I'm not feeling like this. So I know it's something else. And it's like, it's trying to get my attention. I start
Right.
hearing the words. It's a male voice at this point.
Was that
Start
male
hearing,
voice physically in the room?
I I think so. I think that
Okay,
I
let me
don't
explain
know,
something.
because I want to
I'm
say something real
getting
quick.
that.
They were, go ahead. From what I know, it's like from what I know, when we use these things, LSD, DMT, what you call it, this is what I thought. This is what I thought previously. So I'm going to say this now, and then I have
Yeah.
something that I learned from my
Yeah.
guides after this, and Anouk. He said the same thing, and I didn't mention it to him at all.
Hmm.
So, um, I thought that you are creating holes in your energetic sphere. This is what I read from some other entities. Basically, when we use LSD, DMT, or shrooms, we are creating holes in our energetic sphere for energy to go in and out of. So uh, if you're in that state, you're definitely more accessible. I I get up, I feel the energy, and I'm like, kind of like, get off of me a little bit, like
Hmm.
feeling, and something wham falls off of my dresser.
That's really wild.
Like, they want me to pay attention. So I said, okay, what do you want to tell me? Like, I didn't know what else to do.
Right.
I said, what do you want to tell me? And you could just feel the agony of the being. And they were like super distraught. And he starts describing himself as Johnny, tells me that he lived in Palestine and that he just watched his wife die.
Oh,
Now, I
wow.
don't know. Yes. Now, I don't know. So I'm assuming that when I went over what I seen as decimated land, I was seeing the Gaza Strip, and he might attach back to me in my jump to my body.
Oh, I got to tell you something. You are gonna be with us on November 12th. Do you know what's happening November 12th at
Well,
all?
I heard you mention it a little bit, but I was like getting my daughter ready for school. That's why I had to wait to come on.
Everybody needs to know. And I know even with our video, if you go on my main page after I go off, go to my main page here, my profile. The video is there. Watch the video. The video, my co-host, he produced it in his studio. The video is so good. It's like you're getting ready for the coming out of a major motion picture out of Hollywood. It's that good. People need to watch the video. It's going to really empower you. You're going to be with us November 12th, I hope, at 10 a.m. Eastern. We're doing a global meditation that's going to be focusing on Gaza, the Middle East. And I'm going to tell you something about yourself in a minute.
Definitely. I already know that. So, I've been told I've been told, but I've also felt it for a long time. I just didn't know how I was going to use it. But I know that my energy is, I'm going to be used to help
Yes,
heal the planet
that's right.
specifically.
That's right. What's so exciting is I have something they're telling me I have to tell you that my higher ups, Kedar Manka, there's going to be 4 individual space people that are going to be coming tonight. They're coming to your home. And they keep telling me, get to tell this before you go off, Commander. Get to tell this. And I hear you. Kedar Manka and I are like this. So I said to him, I hear you. I'm going to tell her, but I want to listen to her story. So there are going to be 4 individual space people, 2 women and
And
2
you,
men. And they're going to come to you tonight. I don't know the exact timing of it, but they're going to be with you. They're going to work with you. They're appointed to work with you. You will actually at some point they will reveal themselves to you. I'm being told they will be physically with you. You'll feel their energies. It's going to be very, very high frequency, and you'll feel a great sense of love when you see them. They will decloak themselves in your room, and you will see them. Do you understand?
mhm. I just
They're
had
going to be
somebody
coming.
in my life tell me last night about how he had an experience where he was in water, he was in a shower, and I don't know how it came about, but the entities came to visit him, and he like saw himself basically zip out of a suit, and he had the same body material as them, and they presented themselves as his real parents. I thought that
Wow.
was so interesting, a beautiful share.
Mm.
I love
Well, you're blessed. You
stories
are
like this.
so blessed. You really are. You are. I mean, I can feel your energy. I read energy. You are very, and I think people in the room, people that are watching the TV show here, you are just extremely blessed in many ways. And what you
Thank
said is
you.
exactly true. You're here. You're already empowered. You were able to travel to Gaza and see what was going on with that person, Johnny. You're already totally activated in every single possible way. Every single
Hmm.
possible way. And you're going to be working with us. You know, we want you to know that you'll be working with us. I do my show usually at night, and I'm trying to do morning shows, but you are here to work with us. You
Yeah,
are
this
part
is,
of the
I don't
galactic
even
family.
come on. I'm usually on at night, but I never see you at night either.
Yeah,
But
I'm on that night.
yes,
Now you know.
I
I'm
will
usually on
definitely
at
be here.
11 o'clock in the evening with
Eastern?
Encounters. This is Encounters without the logo. So we're doing
Okay,
some morning stuff here too.
gotcha.
Yeah, yeah. So it's almost 10, almost 11 o'clock. At 11%, I'm at 11% energy on my phone here. So before everyone
Yay.
loses me, I want you to come on tonight if you're available. You're a blessing. You're really a beautiful, beautiful being of light. And I thank you
Thank
so
you
much for
so
being
much.
here. You have so much to share. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. What was your you the group that you work with? Are they
Uh,
from the same group? Did they say?
well, the Ashtar Galactic Command oversees every single galactic group that's out there, no matter what planet they're from. If they're beings of light, they all are part of the Ashtar Command. If you ask any of the beings you work with, if they know about the Ashtar Command, they are part of it. So the Ashtar Command is like the Christ of beings, like the United Galactic Nation, the cosmic nations of all the galactic forces. So there's no separation in
Yes,
space. When you're
I
working with one
know.
group, you
Yeah.
think that's it, and that's the galactic group. But all the groups work together from whatever dimension,
Yes.
planet, or
Okay.
system they're from. They all work together. So I want people to know that. So Ashtar Command represents the highest levels of light and oversees every other planetary system. Yeah. And
Yes.
you're connected with that. You're
Amazing.
very connected with that. Extremely connected.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, thank you. I have to thank you. I have to bless
Thank
you
you.
because you are, I mean, your
Uh,
energy, if people can't feel energy, then open up to it. You have very, very high energy.
Thank
I'm,
you. Thank you
yes.
so much. I
And
love
it's
it.
actually called the Ashtar command, Ashtar. So people, just to make sure you know what the spelling
ASH.
is, ASHTR, Ashtar Command, or Galactic Command, oversees all the different planetary systems of light, every one of them. So before I lose
Yes.
power here, I'm at still 11%.
I know you said you
Thank
had
you.
10%. Thank
I'd stay
you
on
for
for at least,
having me. I'm
oh
definitely
my
gonna
God.
come and stop by tonight. Sending
We
everybody
will
love
have
in
you
the
on.
comments, love and light.
We'll have you
Can't wait
on.
to see
And
ya.
everyone, thank Cosmic Phenomena for coming on the show this morning. She's a great guest. We appreciate you so much. You are an awesome person. You're just great.
Thank you so much.
And Brian,
What's
it's
it?
actually ASHTAR.
Okay, I
ASHTAR.
got it right. I was just about to ask
I
that.
want to get people to know that how to spell Ashtar.
Yes, I
All right,
got it.
folks.
I'm actually learning a lot about the different deities right now, and I'm seeing Ashtar come up often.
And you know what? One of the things beyond what anybody tells you, what anybody channels, I'm not much into channeling. I think you are already awakened. You can get, if you go within, yes, if you go within yourself, we all have what we call a higher self. Your higher self will connect you with the higher levels of light. But when these
Yes.
four beings come to you tonight, the 2 men and 2 women from our levels, at the highest levels, you will learn, they will teach you and give you information directly. You don't have to go anywhere to get it. You're going to get it directly.
Thank you
And
so
that's
much.
Stargazer. Don't worry about missing it. This show is going to be rebroadcast on tape on my YouTube channel. So if you miss a show, anybody, go to my Astar Command Spaceship News channel on YouTube. All my shows are on there for people that miss anything. So yeah, you won't miss anything. Thank
What's
you
your
again,
YouTube
Cosmic.
called again? Real quick.
My
What's your
YouTube
YouTube called?
channel is Ashtar Command Spaceship News on YouTube. That's where you'll find the encounter shows also on that channel, and mainly on here too. But I also share the spaceship videos, or what people call UFO videos. You'll see all the UFO videos. As a matter of fact, I'll share one quick story. There was a sighting over the seas near the Bahamas just the other day on a ship. I don't know if it was a cruise ship or what kind of vessel. The person recorded what they thought was something weird, and this thing was really big over the water. There was no other oil ships or anything going through the area. It was facing away from any of the islands into the ocean, and they said it was hovering slightly above the ocean floor. This thing, when I post a video here, which I will this morning, it will actually blow you away, folks. This thing was enormous. If the ship that he was on was close enough to get to it, it would have been quite big. All right. And so we're going to put that on here this morning or sometime this afternoon on my main channel. I'm going to be posting that on YouTube as well as the show. So again, thank you, Cosmic, and thank you for
Thank
being here.
you. Thank you,
Everybody, we're
everybody,
going to,
for listening.
yes. And I'll have her on tonight if she comes on. We'll have her for our nighttime crowd. Everyone take care. I'm just
All
going to do
right, guys.
this here. And I also, thank you for all the gifts. If you would like to become a subscriber, we appreciate people subscribing. We have 34 of 100 subscribers. Please subscribe. You can subscribe, and it's inexpensive. You can do it for 1 month, 2 months, 12 months, whatever you want to do. You can subscribe to our show here and all the work we're doing here. Don't forget November 12th at 10 a.m. Please go on my Astro Command Spaceship News page. You'll see it pinned. The video, watch the video. Share the video, watch the video, and share the video. That's really important for November 12th. We've got the video. All you've got to do is share the video. Thank you, Stargazer. And we want to reach millions upon millions of people. There's millions of people out here that are light workers, starseed. When you put in the tagging, Palladians or whatever, they're out there. So use the video and share it with everybody. The video you got our permissions to share that video. It's supposed to be shared everywhere. Everywhere. Share it on Instagram if you need to. If you have Instagram, share it there. If you have YouTube, share it there. You know. And Brian, we'll be back on tonight. We do exclusive interviews with people. You know, we usually will have 2 or 3 people sometimes on at a time. But her story was phenomenal. Brian, thanks for joining us, Brian. I'm glad you asked the question about how to spell Ashtar. And yeah, so we're glad to have you with us. A new part of the tribe here. And thanks for coming on, Brian. You know, everybody else, take care. We'll be on tonight at 11 o'clock for the late night edition of Encounters here on TikTok. Take care, everybody. Have a good day. Be blessed, and we'll see you soon.